I could not have predicted this at the beginning of the day for Midweek Muster All-Stars. Look at those results after 2 rounds. You're not sure who the hell is going to make it through to the Grand Finals, because of these 6 players, only 2 will make the playoffs. We're in round number 3. Louis MT versus B. And man, so many incredible results. I mean, you saw it. Quickly just take another glance at that. The first row on its own is a gobsmacker. Puppy Paul, who's been dominating the Midweek Musters throughout 2024, has yet to win a single series. B has had some incredible results. Louis MT, some fantastic results. I really have no clue at this point who's going to make that best of 11 Grand Finals, and I love that. I was a little bit worried the later rounds of a round robin sometimes can be pointless, but it will definitely have relevance in terms of qualifying the 2 players, but also because we are paying out 1st through 6th this time around, it's also going to have relevance there. What a way to kick off this series. UG versus Malians. 2 players as well that are not shy about the idea of pro scouts. Wonder if we're going to be seeing it today. To begin with, though, oh, you cheeky bugger. Louis MT. What is that spawn? I'll tell you what, if the berries and the rocks get any closer together, they'll be giving birth to rubies. That is ridiculous. 50 stone and 48 food. A bloody good way for Louis MT to begin H2. Manticore, the standard for B on the other side. Malians versus Juji, though. This is a matchup that felt fairly good for the Malians, right? Juji can't go for the Zhuge Rush. That was on the old gen version where Zhuge Rush was kind of the bread and butter. We've recently seen a lot of new additions to the Juji. For example, we've got the Fast Castle Palace Guard Flood. We've got the Mount Luke Academy build with that to make it more vicious. But we've also got the old school Shaolin Monk Rush as well. So there are ways. There's even the possibility of just going 2TC to be obnoxious. But I think the Stone would have... I don't think he goes for it. I don't think there's like... You could, in theory, drop a TC here, but it's always weird doing like pocketed TCs, and that's where you get the most value against Malians. So instead, I think we're likely looking at Fast Castle here. Lou MT will have the stone to protect him at home. Just because he went double stone here doesn't mean he's going to be going for 2 TC, because remember, this is generating now 50 stone every minute. You'd have to wait 7 minutes to build a TC. It's a long bloody time. Oh, for God's sake, he's going to... And despite what I have just said... Now you might be going, but KP just said this is really inefficient. Why is he doing this? Because it will be worth it by the time he needs his 4th TC. Then it's pretty much paid the stone for itself. We figured it out. So if you... I feel like if you polled most Yuji pickers, they would almost all be of the same opinion. To not do this, right? But it's Louis. I'm trying to think of a more elegant way to put it than simply it's Louis. This is such a Louis-esque move. We just saw him do, what was it, 4 TC against Wham? So I'm not really that shocked that he chose to go for a TC route again. And TC booms are pretty good against Malians, right? Like, if you ask Malian players, the #1 pet peeve, it's going up against TC rushes. B's also not just rushing the ranchers, he's going pro scouts. Interesting. What's the sheep pool looking like? It's 5 to 15. I think Louis going to have some food issues, folks. I mean, he could try to TC drop on the deer, but like most of the times, usually don't do that. They want to keep the TCs away from where they're gathering, right? And I feel like he wants to go free TC anyway, so he's going to begin quite congested. If B takes an aggressive line here, it could be really bad for Louis. I mean, javelins aren't bad to play into with maybe a little bit of cavalry against Zhuge. Yeah, because I think you can play Sofa plus javelins. It's very expensive, but if your opponent's going for like free TC, you should be able to afford it. So Louis begins by opening up the spears. It was Delhi, HRE, Biz, and one more Civ that was S tier. I mean, I think Biz is stronger than HRE, right? Delhi definitely feels like the most strong. Juji are a solid A tier now, I want to say. I think they perform very well now that they've got some diversity on their builds. French has been rising up the ranks quite well. They are bordering going into A tier at this stage. Like, what are the trash civs, right? Order the Dragon, Ottomans. I think those are probably your big, like, underwhelming performers in general. Mongols is situation. I think Mongols on ladder feels depressing. Mongols in competitive feels really good. Because the whole idea is in competitive, you can kind of thin out your opponent's selection phase and then get a good pick for Mongols. Whereas, like, you always feel as if you're rolling the dice with Mongols. There's just some matchups, if you get them on ladder, some maps as well, you're like, oh god, this is over. But yeah, here we go. So B has got the stables, archer range follow-up. This should just be archers to begin with because it's in spears. And Louis is going to go for the loose TC. I'm curious to see what B's reaction to this is going to be, because I've actually been impressed by the results so far today. I mean, just look at it, man. Like, B, he 2-1 Puppy Paw. He did admittedly get 2-0 by Wab, right? But I don't know if it's just Puppy Paw's just not up to scratch today. The fact that he hasn't won a single series is a little bit surprising. I feel like I'm maybe being a bit harsh on him, but it's more that there's been an expectation. Because for anyone who hasn't been following the Midweek Muster, Puppy Paw has been slam dunking it. He has won, I think, was it 5 out of 7? And he only played in 6. So he's by far the big boogeyman a lot of people were expecting coming into All-Stars. I'll always take a tight round-robin group stage up to the bitter end. Double archer range of that, so he's looking to pump hard. I really like this approach from B, man. It looks like he is saving up. And we are starting to get some ranches in. But playing archers isn't a bad idea here, right? Your opponent's showing spears. Eventually, you want to get into toxin arrows anyway. Jugan Nu now from Louis. He made the right choice to just stick to TC. Free TC would have killed him for sure. Like, actually, if you went free TC, Malians could have feudaled you, which is very rare these days. I'm trying to think of the amount of matchups where Malians can end the game in feudal. There's maybe like 1, maximum 2 civs. It's very much a civ that always wants to get castle. It's going to be a little bit scary for the extra pit mines though, right? He's got 1 far on the flanks. Like, in some ways, this spawn was kind of horrific for B. There's a lot of exposed gold. The other options are really far forward. But I think he's done a good job of getting away with everything he's done so far, right? Pro scouts as well. General rankings well accepted. I mean, Delhi, Biz at the top. China, like, I think China is bordering S tier. They look really, really good. I think Juji and Chinese, like, they have some similarities in their potency and competitive right now. It's just what China has over Juji, I think, is a little bit more flex in the opening. Right? There's a much more scary figure me out phase between China playing feudal and castle. Whereas usually a bit more obvious about when they do one or the other. Like here, where we can see they're very clearly looking to send it into feudal. B, he is getting into those sofas we talked about earlier. I mean, the sofa's very tanky here. Nowhere near as tanky as they would be if you got age 3, but it sets you up nicely. If your opponent doesn't attack you, then you will just have a unit you want. You have the full unit combo you want for castle. If your opponent does attack you, then you have enough to contest. Order of Dragon being ranked so low, I think Order of the Dragon like is kind of fairly ranked, right? So like one of the earlier series that Puppy Paw lost, he played Order of the Dragon and lost with. Sometimes they can look good situationally, but it does feel like the Civ underperforms and also is predictable. I've seen Order of the Dragon players just default to going late game time and time again recently, and it's just left them a bit too readable with little effort. And what the f... Talk about not readable! We've got a Farimba Garrison. Oh, this is Freeborn. I wondered if there was a possibility, and then I just completely discarded it at the moment I saw the ranches, which I think was part of the intent from B, is that Louis would think the same, that, oh yeah, it's just a Fulani build. He's diving in now. He will be able to see what's happening here. He doesn't have enough to dive the TC. However, the villagers gathering on gold. Maybe overreading the situation. Only loses 1 in the end. We'll be able to shove him away. Now the archers should be able to take control of the situation. Louis still scaling into more of these horsemen. But problems on the way, folks. It's Freeborn time. Is there a world in which he goes Musafadi? I don't think so. Mansa Musafadi in theory isn't bad here, right? Against all this melee, but the Freeborn just annihilate Jug. They stop a crossbow mass. Once you have a few Sofa to assist as well, it just feels like Louis stuck, right? Moment of truth. Tick, tock, goes clock. busy focused on the fight right now, so he's going to look to mop him up. Louis starting to stockpile his own resource to get towards Castle H. For him is a free win versus Yuji. Are we maybe thinking about a certain 170 HP base unit? Maybe? Eyebrows? Weirdly enough, B hasn't selected yet. Still. We have Veterancy for Sofa coming in, Archers as well. He's leaving us in anticipation here, folks. And we have Mountain Academy on the other side, so Louis MT getting nicely insulated here for the mid game. I'm B, like... Is he waiting? I think he's waiting to see what Louis does next, which is bloody crafty, actually. Like, in theory, Freeborn would give you an edge here, right? But, like, the bigger edge is letting your opponent lay the foundations of his demise. Like, for example, if Louis now opens with Palace Guard, which is likely with the Mount Lu Academy build, you just go Mansa Musafadi and win. Because remember, the Mansa Musafadi, they are giga-stacked. They are Musafadi, basically with Elite Army Tactics armor already built in. They have 4 melee armor. Even if Louis does this as well, Lancers, I mean, once again, Mansa Musafadi can destroy Lancers. Choice made. He went Freeborn. So he just wants that chunky front line. Okay, I mean, Louis, we did talk about the fact that if you want to go crossbows later, it screws him. I guess part of it is also because B's already starting to layer sofas. This gives him the blocker towards them being countered. Poison jabs do a better job. What, the Mansa Musafadi? I don't know if I'm going to... Really? You think so? Think about the interaction there. I mean, you'd think so. I feel like quite often the attack speed wind-up is the sucky part for jabs, right? And he's already been scaling archers. Unless you had like 20 jabs upon tech up, I'm not really sure you ever consider the Mansa Javelineers. I think of the options, actually, Javelineers is probably the least viable. Freeborn feels like the most desirable. And then Mansa Musafadi, just because Castle Age is so often about heavily armored units, right? I think the only reason B didn't go for Mansa Musafadi is the paranoia around Duke. If he just saw that this was no units fast castle, Musafadi makes a lot of sense. But because there's been some Duke production, you need Freeborn. And these Freeborn are going to be god tier. Imam's also moving out, so Relic control going to be with B here as the pressure starts to come in. Louis is trying to pick up Relics himself as well. Has walled himself into the corner. And we've got Greedy Boy B going for the big Pitmine plays now. B has a lot of Sofa. I mean, Louis has balanced his military well between Spears and Juke. This veterancy just feels so late as well without supervision. Outposts are at least going to slow things down here, but behind this, B should be getting the majority of relics. Right, there's 4 that he could easily grab. Only 1 protector behind the walls. Alright, 1's if you think B is going to win this, 2's if you think Louis taking it. Louis has built a pretty healthy economy lead, and you have to remember that B did not go for the Filani. So he hasn't got that big pump of food coming in, which is why his military is not really bloating quickly. The other wild part is B, he chose Freeborn, he's yet to build a single Freeborn. I don't know, man. I feel like this Farimba choice, B had something in mind that simply didn't happen. It's starting to look that way, right? It could be that he's just waiting to see it that his opponent has built into a unit that he needs Freeborn for. Sure, I get that. But at that point, why even make a choice? You could have just waited the entire time until you saw what you wanted to counter. There we go, Freeborn finally starting to get queued up, so a few are on the way. Server count is looking good. Next objective for B should be Sacred Sites. The way you deal with Louis here is forcing him to come out. Louis hates having to play on a timer. Like, this is a guy who legitimately seeks the late game, walling everywhere with Nestabees behind it. If you can just target those sacred sites quickly, it forces him off of his timing. This is going to be a 40-minute game, I can always... Freeborn are good versus spears, right? Well, they're tanky. It's a unit that has 170 health, remember. Its base health is really high. 175, right? It has no melee armor, but it has 175 health and 6 range armor, 5 being base. So Juganu going to do no damage. Crossbows will do little damage. It also kills range units faster. Remember, its bonus damage comes out against range. And they move fast. They're pretty damn good. I'm just getting worried that this is way too much time chilling. Yo, what is up, Beastie? Thank you very much. Look at it. He saw a Malian game. He's like, I want to watch this one. Hello, Beastie Cuties. Hopefully all the cuties had a good time. Notice he's checking out one or two of the other games. We've had an insane midweek muster all-stars so far. Could anyone have expected Puppy Paw to drop both sets? No. He is our champion. 5 out of 7 midweek musters under his belt. But remember, only 2 people will make it out of this group stage. And B, I mean, he's looking pretty good with some of these ideas. This is going a little bit questionable, the pacing on this one, but this is a guy who was a last-minute invite. Looking to duke it out with some of the best. Needs to find that pressure point, but Louis MT's been given so much time to just wall in. B has at least got 4 ranches now full. I just feel like B missed his timing here. We're playing into a later phase of the game where Louis has a substantial villager lead. And soon should have granaries, right? With this type of villager lead, you can afford to switch into farms. Which it will be cheaper because of the song. Ay, ay, ay. A perplexing state of play right now. He has at least got relics going for him, so B gets a lot of extra surplus gold. He did go for the big pit mine as well, right? But the sacred sites are just not there. And I think that is really the timing that's missing here. We mentioned it just, like, what, 2 minutes ago? That if you wait on this, if you slack on this timing, Liu will have everything he needs. And that right there is a V for victory granary formation. An awkward opening phase here. I mean, Louis, he's been taking these series long every time, right? He's the only person consistently always being 2-1s. And funnily enough, always going his way. Opening with a win like this. I mean, B's draft wasn't really situated around Malians, right? It was his final pick, I think, or second to final. He's still got Roos HRE, so definitely not dead by any length or any measure. But remember, like on the other side, Louis still has another similar pick in Chinese. He's also got his English, which he's infamous for at this stage. He's going H for what, you mean Louis? I mean, he could, right? There's no rush now. If Louis is assessing this game and thinking about the matchups, usually don't really fear Imperial Age, right? They welcome it. Do you guys know why Louis welcomes Imperial Age? Have you ever watched a Louis game and wondered, why does this man send so many men-at-arms down the flanks? And what would make it better? What about movement speed? Because that's where I think we'll be heading here. Louis is disgusting for his ability to spread the map in the late game. And although Malians are a bit faster to respond, even they aren't quick enough to respond to Palace Guard moving at the speed of cavalry. Like, I'm pretty sure when you get to Imperial Age with the Temple of Sun, usually you just buy Nitro boots for all of their Palace Guard. Is there any reason I can explain they move that quick? Either that, or similar to how the Chinese discovered gunpowder tech long before all of us, I think the Chinese also discovered roller skates tech before us. It's the only other way I could explain the movement speed buff they get. Great for coming in here. What's that? You want a sacred site? No. Get the hell out of here. I can't believe this. The opening for B looks so good. Now, yeah, it just feels so questionable. Keep drop coming in. Mass sofa. Looking for that engagement. Louis has got Nestor Bees here to protect this, though. Freeborn begin to dive in, but there's Spearman there to block their path for the Nestor Bees shots. Just tracking now back into the archers. The sofa's basically giving better options here. But it looks like B has got enough to strong arm this. The meat shield is just too strong. Sofa and the freeboard, all on average about 180 HP each. Basically double that of Louis' army. Louis a bit too ambitious with that keep drop. I'm not really sure what he was expecting to happen there. Possibly a staging point, but instead, his ambitions get usurped. Sofas need to try and bypass this from the Zhug, but looks like they're happy to just take the trade. The Spearman unable to hang around, and B puts the baby back in the crib. Louis just getting a little bit too confident there. I mean, the game was trending well, but an unnecessary move, I think, in this state, right? Like, there wasn't a ticking time bomb of Sacred Sites. Gold wasn't running out anytime soon. He has 6,000 behind him, has another 10, 12k on the east side. Just felt like an unnecessary fight, and now B getting some unexpected hope here. See if he can keep the pressure up. Rally point giving over some freebies as Louis now has nothing left in terms of siege. Next step for B is breaking the walls. No hesitation, just dive in, full divide. And what is up, Xbox controller? Thank you very much for getting the sub, mate. A worthy game to get those subs in on. Spearman having to hold. Sofas are about to break through, though. It feels undeniable that Louis should surely not be able to hold on to the front of his base here. It's still 15 freeborn, 20 Sofa. The keep drop coming in behind, but Louis, there's just so much wiggle room to go south here. The farms are not safe. He's got a double keep, but Sofa could easily flow through. Instead, B backs up. Hesitation once again on his mind here. Louis with an unexpected stay of execution. I don't get it. Like, obviously we have God Vision, right? But B, usually at this stage, you got to be expecting granaries. So usually you want to be just taking those Sofa and going behind. But I think B's issue is he's paranoid because he doesn't have Fulani. So he thinks, oh, my food income isn't good enough to replace 20 Sofa like that. I get the concern. I get the paranoia. Now Louis just keeps that meat grinder going, and as a result, Imperial Age looks even more attainable. I don't know, man. I think B is kind of convincing himself out of wins here. Didn't we have a game like this between him and Wham? I think there was a moment in one of those games where like there was an opening for B, and he slowed down. Now we do still have a lot of freeborn here, right? A lot of Sofa's lost, but a lot of freeborn coming. And we do have Trebs on the way, so he will have an answer eventually to the keeps. But by the time you do, Louis is going to be aged up. And if he just supervises these veterans to elites, even with a smaller army, and the choke point of the double keep, he'll be able to hold. Stonewall's also on some of the flanks, makes it very difficult for you to go a different angle about this. Louis has been very tricky about this, actually. Notice that he's just set up small stone walls on both flanks to force you between these castles. Crafty bugger. I mean, Louis just feels like one of those masters of defense, right? Attack up complete, B. He's going to mirror. In fairness, these guys get stupidly tanky with the Imperial upgrade. And on top of that, it's not all doom and gloom going Age 4's Malians. Because, remember, you get another Mansa unlock with the Age up. So he could go for Mansa Musafadi as well. Which means if Louis ever does his classic switch to Palace Guard, which we know he loves, Mansa Musafadi will clap their cheeks. How do you deal with Freeborn? Usually the idea is mass melee. It's tricky though, right? The trade-off is meant to be these units are a little bit expensive. I mean, not crazily, right? Sometimes I look at Freeborn stats and think they're 150 resource unit. They're only 125. It's kind of wild, actually, the more I think about it. This unit costs the same as a Palace Guard. Grew up bar in the way as well, Jesus. Well, it's a smart choice. Usually when you see the Fulani, a lot of people go for the Huntress, but when you don't have Fulani food, you need the Griot Bara to amplify your food income. Obviously, farms aren't there in mass, but down the line, it's going to be needed. Age 4 now reached by both sides. Freeborn get first strike? Oh yeah, you're right. I don't think it says that on the landmark though, right? But I think you can't, I don't know if you can really afford to go for the keep here without the ranches Fulani. Your food income's just underwhelming. Louis marches up, but just look at the hell. Oh wow, you tickled us, huh? And remember, these haven't even been elited yet. They're fighting into an elite army. Elite army with the bolt magazines as well, which, oh wait, no longer gives the bonus. I just love how much this unit changed from Pop. Remember on Pop, this unit sucked because it had the light melee infantry tag, which meant that like archers countered it, right? But now, my oh my. Yeah, I've got Musafadi upgrades coming in as well. Wait, did he take the wrong thing? Okay, no, sorry, I forget. It categorizes both, doesn't it? So check the health on these bad boys now. He just got an extra 30 health per. And the damage increase as well of +3. And the ranged armor increase of +3. I can't, man, this unit. For revenue for you, is gifting subs the best way or any other way to contribute? So gifting subs is definitely one of the easier ways. We have donation links. So there's a dono link. There's, if you want regular contributions, there's my Patreon. That money goes to me. If you're looking to, if you don't care about me and just want to put money into tournaments, that's what the coffee link is for. Those can all be found down in the Twitch channels, in the Twitch panels rather. They look so cool with the inbox. I feel they look so cool because of orange as well, actually. Orange yellow just kind of dabs hard, you know. And this is rough for Louis, right? Now playing into Palace Guard, like if you're China, you at least get the extra health. You don't get that as Yuji. That's a unique Chinese thing. The battle hardened. Oh my god, we've got silk bowstrings as well. Sinner is coming the other way. And Gunner's getting queued up by B. Something that Louis simply could not build. Army tactics as well. Dude, this is gonna get ridiculous. Like, this is another insane thing about Freeborn in the late game. Is like, this is a unit that is meant to be weak melee armor-wise, right? But because of the way elite army tactics now works, this is one of those rare examples where it actually just pads its weakness. It's gonna have 5 melee armor. Flash comes in. Freeborn just front-lining. Sova wrap around the back as well. They just barely get tickled. Oh my god, it takes you like 65 shots from Shuganu. And that's ×3, by the way, to kill Freeborn. Just one Freeborn. This is out of control. Louis, he just can't get Palace Guard out quick enough. P, a lover of Springolds. I don't really know if I'd say they're making that much of a difference, but whatever. At this point, build whatever you want. And this Freeborn just non-stop. We've also got Mansa Musafadi. Remember, he teched into them, so a backup option which will kill off the Palace Guard after the Zhuji are dead. Or Shuganu are dead, rather. At which point, the Zhuji will be dead. Case bombings are coming in, so it looks like he's going to try to go for the damage buff to get through them, but that's just worthless with Zhug. So that means you're going to be, what, Grenadier and Palace Guard? Great, Mansa Musafadi ruin you. Oh my god. Sacred Sight's now attainable as well. Keep drop is coming in, but it's not going to work out. Louis, maybe? No way. Surely not. Are you kidding me? I can't even believe it's that close. That's Yuji. He cancels it. 3 Sacred Sights now able to be locked in by B. Still outnumbered on economy, but it just doesn't seem to matter. No Imperial Guard for Louis. He hasn't got the tech. He needs to go Zhuji Library. He went for Temple of the Sun. And even after Zhuji Library, you then have to pay for the tech, then you have to pay for the units. And remember, Imp Guards are ridiculously expensive. They'll also get countered by Mansa Musafadi. You need to go Yuan Raiders, theoretically, and then just go after your opponent's eco. It's the only way you'd use the Dynastic Protectors in this matchup. Unbelievable. I mean, Louis with the Grenadiers, remember Freeborn's armor doesn't matter against that because it's siege damage. So this is a step in the right direction. He has also got the Divine Haste to try and run away faster. PG plus Grenadiers is probably Yuji's best bet against what B is doing. My worry is, like, both of the things that come out of the Farimba counter that, right? So Freeborn counter... they counter the Grenadiers because they can reach them and kill them fast, and then Mansa Musafadi counter the Palace Guard. There is an argument, actually, that your opponent just goes raw Mansa Musafadi when he sees this comp. And that, by the way, would allow him to afford these bad boys. Remember, these bad boys hit for 41 base damage. Their bonus damage, so Freeborn's bonus damage against ranged, they get +8 against ranged. So base currently is at 17 with EAT and only 2 melee tech levels. And then on top of that, an extra 8. The Grenadiers are slower, even with Divine Haste, and don't really have that much health. Like, look at these poor boys. 150. You melt so quick when you consider, what was it I said? Was it 28 damage? Oh, no. No. Louis does see it, right? He must do, yeah. He's pulling away. Good thing as well. Funnily enough, actually, if B hadn't brought these Freeborn here, he wouldn't have noticed and the cannon emplacement would have completed. Which would have just been disgusting. I do believe Louis has a gold issue, folks. And none of this comp plays without gold. He'll be reduced to just spears. Hardcase bombs is at least coming in, so a little bit of debuff there. Mansa Musafadi not doing very well against the Duke. But it does buy enough time for B to almost get the walls fully up. He needs to rush them, finish that for that last little slab or two. There's a wrap around the north side, so it looks like he's going to be able to shuffle his way in again. Wait, what? We made all this effort for... Wait. Are those spiky walls reflect damage? If only. No, actually, I don't think stone walls ever need that buff, please. Now, if there's any player that could somehow just find a way out of this hole with Zhuji in the late game, it's probably Louis. I am struggling to believe at this stage, though. I feel like we've just done a rotation of most things we could realistically build, and everything is just not working. B, he has his farms, right? The Griot Burrow, I don't think he's even been using it that much. Could easily do so with, how many farms now? 28? Then again, he's got 2.6k food in reserve, so what's the rush? I'd rather just keep the gold. B, I think he's going to be going for Sacred Sites again. And he really should in this position. Bloody hell. What day this is proving to be. We're like, what, 5 hours in the broadcast? I'm just realizing this is probably like a 9-hour stream. Really round 3. Oh, I love it. Reminder, folks, by the way, this is a 2-day tournament. This will be your exclusive location to catch the grand finals on Monday. The army tactics finally coming in for Louis. This has been sorely needed for so long. They're now able to at least compete with the Mansa Musafadi somewhat. Gunners is still a big problem, though. And they do have the Serpentine Powder. Which means they hit like a truck. I do wonder, actually, if maybe B should be going into the farm area. Like, this is not that well guarded, right? He has a fort over there, but most of the farms can get idled out easy peasy. It's not like Louis is holding a big reserve. Obviously, we know that. B doesn't. Keep drop now coming through, though. And that might cost Louis a little bit, but no stopping that Shuji build speed. However, no stopping the burn down. This is the moment where you activate Griot Burrow, surely. Surely? Yeah, B isn't really a Griot Burrow fan, folks. Remember, he could torch that down almost instantly with the Siege Festival. Oh my god, what? B, please. This could have been so quick and clean. Instead, he gets massacred by the Nesta Bees. So I don't get it. How do I die to this thing? My name is B. Unbelievable ton of events there. Louis MT massacring the main force. Freeborn and Mansa Musafadi count now under 30 collectively. Louis MT about as close as he looked to having semblance of control in this game for a long time now. B, I'm shocked. I'm baffled he went for that. Without the siege, remember, because it's huge. Look at that. Torch damage increased by 50%. There's a way in which you actually blitz through that keep quick enough. Possibly before the Nestamies even arrive. Another big shocker is the fact that B didn't try to pull the melee to the east side, which would have put him where the repairers were and further away from the Bs. So yeah, he just kind of stood there in A-click mode. I think he got a little bit too Zerg-brained with the Malians in a build where, although it looks like he's Zergy, Zerg implies like a never-ending horde, right? And like his economy isn't capable of that. You can't just throw away 60 and have 60 again. However, that might be slowly changing. 120 eco now, 20 traders online. And we do have the outpost set up for toll, but this is pretty depressing. It's only 33 gold each way. Yeah, this dry Arabia spawn, not great for late game. Thought B's going for mass cannon. What, you mean hand cannon is? He's got a reasonable amount of the gunners. They've got bombards on the way. Going bombards is a bit dangerous against Juji because they can just outrange you. Right, they have the divine defense, which gives them +1 on their gunpowder. Louis got, what, how much gold left? 6k here? So, like, he's got quite a bit of runway still. Remember, he did go Mount the Academy, so he has the extra taxmen running around. He's currently sitting at 6. If he ever goes usually library, he can make that 8. 8's usually quite overkill, though. Is this the Dota 2 commentator? Once upon a time. Be nice to get back to some Dota. It's been a while. But yes, I did begin in Dota 2 in 2018. Young me. Back before the grey hairs started to emerge. Oh my god, these Grenadiers are actually doing the work. It's kind of ridiculous how effective this is proving to be. And the Freeborn is still a hard kill for the Juganu, but it's starting to mop up. B once again gets cleared. I'm getting worried, folks. I think B has plenty of gold. His issue, though, is food. There's no real match for his usually full granary. Still struggling to understand what the best comp to make against what B has been making. And you need to do bonus damage against Freeborn. Springalds. Technically true, but you don't want to build them because 11 ranged armor. Grenadiers is probably the best goal because Grenadiers have siege damage and siege damage doesn't care about ranged or melee armor. It's still a very tanky unit, but yeah, it's your best goal. And no, you can't do hand cannoneers because usually, yeah, they usually don't. They know, like, you know, they don't know how to shoot, but they know how to throw. At least when I play it. Yeah, you can tell I don't play GG. That's the whole point. I'd find a way to throw. X marks the spot from B. Oh, wait, guys. No, look. He's making the local knowledge emblem in game. Ah, there you go. Well, we do have 10,000 bolts on the way. Which is great, because that means now Louis, it'll only take him 51 shots? 52 shots. 52 shots to kill one of these Freeborn with Juganu. Much better. Yeah, this matchup's a bit depressing in that game. Ming Dynasty is going to give Louis a huge upper hand now? What, with Juganu? Not really. I mean, you do damage now, right? It's 13 damage versus 11 ranged armor. So you are doing double damage you were before, yes. But it's really not that good. It's great if your opponent's building Musafadi, but not so much when they're building Freeborn. Like at this stage, B's comp should probably just be Gunner Freeborn. It's a lot better than adding in the Mansa, Musafadi. I get why he's doing it for the Palace Guard, but that kind of enables the Jug in a situation where they otherwise just suck. B. Needs to be careful not to frontline these guys. He has got some on the wall, though. B, I think you're being a bit ambitious here. I mean, where's the front line? I have questions. I'll delay them, though, because we've got bigger problems here. B is in a bit of a pickle. The Sacred Site win condition is being taken away. Louis has got a little bit of gold issue approaching, but he's not there yet still, right? He's got, what, 4K left? He's not been tapping this dry too fast. I feel like if this turns into too much of a drain game, B should be fine. Because, like, Louis would have to set up trade, right? And do you, like, you don't usually trade with Juji. Do you really want to be trading on this map? The only reason it's kind of okay for B is because of the outposts giving toll. So that's generating additional gold, right? For most people, this trade post, this trade line, to put it in the words of Marine would be... So we do have freedom leadership as well. I don't think mobility was B's problem, though. A Sofa transition is kind of intriguing. I love it if your opponent didn't have 21 spears already. Not to mention the 4 nest of these, Jesus. Springholds. Why? B is the only person who so consistently tries to justify Springholds, I swear. In comp games as well. Now the nest of bees get to feast even further. Hand cannoneers. What are they even doing? What? I think he's diving with the nest of bees, but it's just not worth it. All right, this is beginning to look done. B, in theory, if he can hold on for like another 20, 25 minutes, I think Louis is just doing a very good job of pushing, right? Like, this is basically a race between if Louis can break the base fast enough before he runs out of gun. We still have what? Divine Haste? Yeah. I mean, you can just switch into the extra range on your gunpowder units now, right? Because then you can just snipe your opponent's bombards without losing your own. Nest of bees do even more damage, right? It's just a win-win for him. I do still need to see the absolute solution to Louis' gold. Like, credit to him, man. He has not been running through this fast. I feel like when we checked a few minutes ago, it was like 3.8k. So he's not exhausting his gold at an insane rate like you'd expect with this build. Did he pick AoE bombards? I think he did. It kind of looks like it with the splash, right? Yeah. AoE bombards, good eyes. Kind of putting his opponent in peril here from the siege angle. Ironically, B, the man who was infamous in the midweek musters for massing nest of bees and sticking it to his opponent, is kind of having the same thing done to him here. Bombards do need to back away. B now at the 5 on his back line. His front line seems a bit more worrisome though. B just doesn't have enough troops here again. The siege may have overstayed their welcome. Guy just march in. B, he's just so reluctant to back up here. Once those nest of bee kills, might come at a pretty penny. This is one bombard. Could end up losing a second, but gets away just in time. Second wave arrives just in the nick. Louis MT struggling to get beyond this choke point here. B. Has he done it? Has he drained Louis? I think Louis is reluctant to go into Grenadiers because of that drain threat, right? Grenadiers are 60 gold each, so that remaining gold should be gone. He does have these extra taxmen we talked about earlier, right? So, like, there's been a lot of gen coming that way, but he's not using it. Look at the granaries. That's over 3,000 gold just sitting there. Dude, you're about to run out of food to feed your people. They're going to have to literally chunk on golden nuggets. Great cereal, but... that's the cereal. We're talking about literally giving people gold bars to munch. Maybe that's part of the plan in Louis' mind. I just think actually he's forgotten. I mean, he's even building traders. Oh, God rest your soul. Where are the taxmen? You've literally got one here running around getting taxes. I guess the problem is like, this is where you drop off from the granary. It's just so far away from your TC, right? That bombard AoE damage. This is so obnoxious. Beast like, I just want to end the game, but this choke point is death. Fulton keeps being a drop-off location. I thought about it, and like it kind of makes sense in some ways, but the thing I don't like is like China and Juji are already one of the best civs at building keeps, and now you're talking about giving them more reasonable keeps. That's my problem with it, I think. B, oh my god. He seriously feels like he has an issue with siege here. Look at the amount of bombards. You wish you actually... Wait, you can't even move that one. This is the problem though. Like if he had repair crews right here, the bombard AoE would kill it. So like as long as Louis keeps the repair boys, he'll win the siege. Unfreaking believable. And yes, Cloud of Terror is the tech name for the Juji library. I mean, it's just a smart read, right? This is now the advantage your opponent can never have. Is as long as you're not exposed on the siege, the repair boys will always be better for you because B can never leverage them. And we're about to see the last tap. 500 gold left over, and then Louis is drained. No other gold access, and trade is at 9 right now, so just gradually get the numbers up. Villagers do need to repair. The bombard's just in time. Mistake turned around for that shot though. Splinter's another. The casual freeborn just making his way in with 1.58 movement speed. And it looks like Louis. Wait, have we got the breakthrough moment? Louis, there seems to have been a gap in the defenses here, right? Not enough troops again. Has to back away. Yeah, part of the problem here is he only has 1 nest of bees. Before he had like 4 or 5. Making a big difference, but instead B now breaking in at a time when the trade is being set up. This could be what he needs to push him over the edge. Castle's starting to crumble. Liu MT's only gold source that he seems to be willing to engage with is about to start running out. Even small granary farms. Louis, surely not like this. I thought he was in control at this stage. B's just been on point, not losing the bombards. They're very efficient in their approach eventually, right? Just scaling over time. And what is up, Pope Diaz? Glad to hear you love the KPM, man. Remember, guys, we do these midweek musters pretty much every week. Even when we're meant to be having 2 weeks off, we were like, let's do one to round out the year. A reminder that the midweek musters will be returning from January 3rd through to June. Your place to be on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. What a wonderful way to spend the Friday. Bombard count needs to slow down. He needs to get more troops to the front line is the problem here. B would benefit a lot from full production. Then again, just switching sofas might achieve the same. Oh, looks like Louis has rallied a second wave, but I mean, bombard numbers kind of don't lie. Louis has just queued up 48 spearmen, so reacting to the sofa. But if B just keeps pumping Mansa Mustafadi, he should be fine there. You'd think B would have an overwhelming edge, but you have to remember, like, look at how much is in siege. I'm not entirely convinced whether the Spiral's done anything here. This is the weird thing. Like, for all we know, Spirals may be secretly OP and we've just never realized it because they seem so subtle in fights now. I mean, the pen damage isn't terrible here. I think maybe, just maybe, the guns were more important for the Malians. It's going to be a fullback retreat again from B. Guys, please. Like, I'm recovering from being ill. My throat is buggered. And this is only game 1. So, I'm pretty sure we just clip it and ship it as a pristine example of why AoE 4 needs super weapons. I, at this point, feel like I'd be okay with Spectre calling in a nuclear strike. It's crazy that Louis is somehow, without really any good gold, still competing. But this is Louis in a nutshell. He keeps doing this in late games with practically nothing. It's insane to watch every time. Like, if you were to look at every variable here and go, Juji have no gold, you'd be like, GG, game's over. He hasn't even been taking the granary gold, right? Like, at this point, just drop a TC here, it's worth it. There is, in these granaries, collectively sitting almost 5,000 gold. I believe, yeah, he's got the Divine Defense now, so his Bombards outrange Bees. Really big problem. Means you never get the trade out efficiently. That Bombard shot as well, just blitzing the front line. I'm going for another. B knows he has to back away, but catches him on the retreat. 11-time range will do that to you. B has so many traders though, like he's up to 45. What? You've got to be kidding me. Almost 3,000 gold infinite per minute. Alright, ones if you think B's gonna win this, twos if you think Louis is gonna. This is just getting ridiculous. Rewall as well. I mean, I'm not even sure if the rewall necessarily helps you. It was the rewall makes more sense when he was Nesta Bees, because Nesta Bees can shoot over. They don't need a gate, right? The Bombards definitely do. By all logic, B should win this game. But like, since when has RTS ever been about logic? We always say it is, and then something weird happens. That weird thing is called Louis. Is it me, or has Malians recently been responsible for more of the late, super late games than anything else in Midweek Muster? I feel like the answer is yes. See, trade out again. Need those bombard shots in the front line though. Instead, he goes for the back. Gets him low. Loses one in return though. Repair crew is going to be there. Extra shots are coming in. And B is losing a lot of the siege. I mean, front line has been cleared, right? The Springles helping out with that. Now just crossbows trying to hold on. Remember, those crossbows have got the extra bolt shot coming through. So Sofas will be melted fast. Once again, a pushback. All right, guys, I'm just going to go and, I don't know, I'm just going to go and eat something. I'll be back in 20 minutes. This game won't be over. This is why I need AI to just control the camera. This is ridiculous. I was like, yeah, let's do 5 rounds. What can go wrong? I mean, let's be totally real, right? Like, you know, the current meta in AoE4 is fairly fast. I'd say, like, what, maybe like 25, 30 minute game average time. Totally reasonable. Yeah, this is fine. It'll be fine. And then all this. Did all Louis' games go to late game today? Not all of them. On average, he's definitely trekking the latest of everyone. Now, B is breaking through, but we've seen this before. I blame Cow. I do, too, literally blame Cow. A game mode to control the cam would be great. There's no way it would guarantee work well. Like Dota 2 has for years had now like a directed cam, I think is what it's called, and it's not very good. Good eyes. Yeah, Louis didn't finish off his eco tax. I mean, I don't really think food and wood were his problem, to be honest. Bombard's now backing up again. B just, I mean, it's just the gold, right? At the end of the day, this is a race on gold. The B should technically never, ever lose. However, push like this. Oh my god, it's never gonna end. You'd think at some stage he'd just go mangoes, right? But like, this is the thing that's tricky about Juji. Cloud of Terror makes it very hard to mass mangoes. Because if you mass mangoes, they die very fast to these 11 tower range units. That's why he went bombards. But there's maybe an argument to be had that instead of having 30 plus pop and siege, having 30 more sofa would give you the break-in to kill the bombards. But no, instead we decided to take a static fight against the Juji. And we will continue to take these static fights against the Juji until KP's voice dies. Once more into the breach. Village is being pulled. Louis sees an opportunity. Tries to seize it, force the bombards away. That'll allow him to win the frontline fight. Bombards now being repaired by the Malian villagers, so won't lose any here. Not that it really matters for the guy with 3,000 gold a minute, you know, just putting it out there. Oh, that's true. If we just wait like another few hours, B can build a wonder. He's even got the Manticore Gemstone. Help me. You know what the best part is? Originally, I was like, man, look at all those final sets in round number 5. I definitely want to just cast all of them, and we can. And now I'm like, maybe not. I'm still not sure who wins this. Every part of logic tells me it's B. But then every fight happens. And every time. B really would benefit from just a ram and like 10 sofas going into the economy. But it's been so late that he probably feels like it's not value play anymore because his opponent has so much food. So instead his better play is to keep trading army, and hoping that Louis doesn't have enough gold anymore. This is also the point in the game where Malians look a little bit weird because they don't have crossbows, and crossbows are so good in the late game. Gunners are incredible as well, for sure. But crossbows, especially with the 10,000 bolts, are really cost efficient. Louis, how many traders? We're at 26. Military is bloating bigger and bigger as well. Look at this. 118 military. Oh. Hey, just have a quick 2-day tournament. How long could it be? Part of me's like, oh man, is the tournament going to be long enough? No. Shouldn't have even worried about that. Man, it's just so hard to reach trade. You know, everyone's like, yeah, Dry Arabia is the best, most balanced map. Are we sure with these? Are we sure about that statement with the trade posts? Because, like, sometimes the trade posts spawn in the corner. These are crap trade posts by comparison, and this is just never-ending gold. 700 viewers here? Glad to hear it. Appreciate the raid early from Beastie. Shout out to him. Appreciate all the people who find their way through. Hopefully, a lot more people will find their way through on the Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays in 2025. As I said, we're going to be running these practically every single week. Not sure if I want these two to match up every single week. Even without the Cloud of Terror, remember Bombards are pretty good at this stage of the game. They do 112 damage to an infantry unit. That one hits crossbows. And what was that micro? What? I mean, he sent half the crossbows in, half out. That was a bit weird from Louis there. Bit of a fumble. He's now at 130 military. Man, this is tricky though, because if B sees what he's doing and B commits to a very ridiculous fight, he can immediately trigger Griot Bara for the production rate, reproduce in Lost Army, and then overwhelm. Louis at that point will not have the economy to replace the losses. So this is all about body now. Like, B needs to time it right and just go for a double down, because he's built reserves. Louis gone for this one big punch, and it's a win or a lose. Very dangerous game. Is B going for a wonder? If that's what it takes. Still got some way to go, though. He's still 3 and a bit K short on the stone. If he really wanted to rush the wonder, he could be buying stone occasionally and waiting for the stone buy rate to cool down to buy again. What's happening in this game? Everything you fear, soldier. Welcome to B and Louis. B, Louis, and Wham. The one's most capable of doing this to you. By the way, the game has been going for an hour now. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'm wondering why. Because you probably have had to suffer several minutes of ads, which you could have dodged otherwise. It's buying stone, quite possibly. Remember, he also has Mansa set to stone at all times. Oh my god. I'm just double checking something. What's up, Quaxis? Thank you very much for the prime. Appreciate you, mate. Let's get sub train going. Let's hype it up. This set is definitely going to make it up on YouTube. Okay, guys, I just checked. They have high view as well. Scarguard, high view, the other two maps. So this by far could very easily end up being the longest set. Scarguard very rarely hits that hyper late game, but can. High view is more the chill and don't rush the kill map if players want to. Hey, sup, Advan Kenobi. Thank you very much for the prime sub, mate. Welcome to Swarm. Valorant coming in. Whoa, hold on a sec. Where's Valorant came in from? Apparently Valorant now watches Age of Empires 4. What the hell? I'll take it. Appreciate ya. Malkia Gaiden, thank you very much, mate. Appreciate the subs. Dude, look at that. You guys started a sub train. Big win. That's Twitch wide. I don't care. I'll take it. Valorant loves Age of Empires 4 is what we've heard. Riot RTS confirmed. Well, Louis is starting to gain some ground here, folks. Bombards are just making it so hard. A little bit of an opening on the flank here, though. Louis sees an opportunity. Goes in with the PG. Gonna snipe down one or two of the Palace Guard, one or two of the Bombards rather, of the Palace Guard. Needs to dive deeper, though. The problem is just getting a little bit difficult without a front line anymore. And what's up, M-Lord? He's tired of these games as well. Real's like, screw this crap. How is this game still going? He raids us instead. Thank you, Tip Fella, for the resub as well. Welcome back to the Swarm. You are witnessing... Is this going to be the longest game in Midweek Muster history? The record is actually also a Malian game. That was the Puppy Port Anatan game, coming in at, I believe, an hour and 35 minutes. No, wait, we had longer. I think we've had 2 hours and a bit between SAS and WAM. We've still got some way to go. But it's still possible we break a record today. Bombard's marching in B. Just has to gain so much ground before he can deploy, but he's overextending again. Louis, now up to 35 traders, 39 villagers. Are you freaking kidding me? Needs to be careful not to lose the crossbows, though. That's the thing that's going to be harder to replace. PGQ, Spearman Q looks good. You didn't have a... Wait, how long was your game, SAS, against WAM? This has to be it, surely. Louis' production rate just isn't that impressive. Time's going to be coming in. He's able to push him back. Louis has just drained himself to the bone. We talked about this, right? That he was going for that one big punch, that one big maneuver, that one dominant stomp to get a win. But he has failed him. 81 villages is not enough to sustain this push. He's forced to retreat. B marches in deeper than he's ever reached so far in this game with the main army. The freeborn numbers are massing up. Palace Guard to defend, but gunner numbers also looking good. B senses it. He smells the weakness, and he looks to pounce. Surely, this is game. We'll have to see Louis MT trying to make a stand here, but ending up losing the buff. Temple, the sun is down. And Sultanate just made our sub count go up by 1. Let's keep it rocking, guys. Tier 3 sub train. Let's see if we can make the 4th. To honor this ridiculous game. Trade could easily be blocked right now. Then again, why bother? Louis MT now has way too much gold and not enough food. Yeah, he missed macroed pretty hard now. Damn, what a game. I am baffled, man. Louis MT in a nutshell. You get him into this late game, even when it looks impossible, he somehow makes it look competitive for this long. And the game isn't over yet, folks, because there's going to be a reset. The overextend again. New wave is arriving, but the problem is B in that last fight gained so much ground, his production rate hasn't moved up to the front line. So he needs to start adding in Braxes and things like that. Okay, that is just depressing to look at. Now, popular to contrary belief, Louis' granary was not raided even once in this game. Not a single villager died on these farms by the hands of B. Louis is a vicious overlord that, to inspire his farmers to work harder, murdered half of the people that knew how to farm in this country. Hey, what's up? Xbox Control, thank you for the 5 gifted. And Valorant coming through for extra gifted subs as well. You legends, dude. Look at that. Hell yeah. M-Lord got a gifted sub. He finally has access to the coveted pigeon emotes. Dude's leveling up. Oh my god. Surely. How is he still alive even for a second? It's the bombards, right? It's the bombards that are making this so difficult. Every single time B has struggled, it's been due to a gap in a wall. Every single time. But finally, he has admitted defeat. Game 1 between B and Louis. It took him well over an hour to claim it. But Louis' like strategy complete. It is now early enough in the morning that my brain is awake in China. We've still got more to come. I'll see you in the next one. Your opinion about AoE 5? I'll probably release by the time the B versus Louis series finishes. I mean, it's going that long anyway. What are we talking about? Age of Empires 5? We've got Age of Empires 4 DLC for 2025 that's meant to be happening. Let's focus on that. But for now, let's focus on rounding out 2024 in style. B versus Louis MT. Mongols up against Chinese. A matchup that has actually looked really good for China for a while now. Curious to see what B can do. We're going to be on High View 2.0. By that, I mean Pigeon's View. This is the newly improved one where the trade posts and sacred sites are in the center. Good news is, compared to Dry Arabia, where these guys are able to just gather up in the corner, this should not be as feasible. We've got mid-trade posts. But we'll have to see. I've seen some insane trade games on this particular map. What new civs do you want to see? Oh, dude, people keep asking me this today. I think Aztecs makes a lot of sense. Aztecs, Polish, and maybe like Danes? Or like Scandinavian, like Swedes. Danes or Swedish? Probably Danes for the timing. Like Sweden became more relevant around like the 18th, 19th century, right? Is there room for... No, Netherlands is too late as well. Spain is another obvious one, actually. I think, legit, the most obvious combo is Spain and Aztecs. Or Spain and, like, Incans, right? Or actually, Spain and Mayans, right? For, like, the overlap there. And you could have campaigns where you start as one of the civs and move into the other one. So those two combo really well. I also kind of would have liked to see them just do maybe an update to add in campaigns for Japanese and Byzantines. It's kind of sad they don't have them. Anyway, Imperial Academy coming. We have got Deerstone on the other side. This is the meta now, guys. Like, you're very rarely ever going to see Silvertree. It's just not a very good landmark anymore. You know, going Silvertree puts you on a very one-dimensional course. I think it also, in this particular matchup, really does favor the Chinese. It allows them to get away with their greed. And hold on a sec. You know why I just cracked that one open? Because we're only in round 3, and we're already past the 6-hour mark of the stream. And yeah, there we go. That's what I want to hear from Philosbo, is his disdain with the fact that you can't play Silvertree in this map. I mean, you can play it. Actually, technically, I've given you a better map to play Silvertree, because if you put a Silvertree in a corner here, trading here to here gets you more gold than trading to here. So you're welcome. But yeah, I think earlier today, the other civs I said I'd love to see have a variant civ is maybe like Mughals. Mughals or Oirat, maybe? There's even some other civs that come to mind if you want to have like a Delhi variant, like another Indian civ. Such as... I've forgotten how to pronounce it. I used to play a lot of EU4s, like Vajani or something. And then the ones that begin with B to the north, who are both pretty dominant. Like, there's loads of cool civs. But I think ones that would be popular with people, like you're probably looking at Spain, Mayans / Aztec, and then like something Viking-esque makes a lot of sense. You could theoretically go for the Huns. Mughals would be a Delhi variant. That was my thought, yeah. Because the Mughals eventually settled in the Delhi territory, right? Well, a big part of it became that. I don't think we need more Middle Eastern civs. Like, we've already got quite a few, right? Like, Ottomans obviously isn't quite Middle East, but it's close enough to that region. Like, you've already got enough clashing forces between Ayyubids, Abbasids, like, in that area to fit that. I was saying it would be really cool to have... There was an Ethiopian... I think it was the Ethiopians that, like, at one stage were Orthodox religion. That would be kind of interesting to find a way to intertwine into the game. Anyway, let's focus. Wait, what do you mean, of course, the Brit knows Delhi history? Technically, that part, like, we left alone for a long time, okay? We like coasts. You want to know why English people like coasts when we invade places? Because when stuff goes really bad, we just hop onto our boat and leave. Go back to our island, and we can never truly lose. Jackpot. All right, so looks like we've got Horseman, Spearman opening coming in from Louis. No Pro Scouts play there, right? Meanwhile, other side, wow, what a shock. B has picked a Civ and has gone for Professional Scouts. Oh, sorry, maybe it's not Orthodox. Was it Icoppian? I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember the name of the religion. I'm not always perfect with... There was a very weird, like, religion. Coptic. Was it Coptic? Is that what it's called? I don't know if that's weird. It's like it's weird in that it's a very weird place to have had an Orthodox religion. But there was a Ethiopian Orthodox, like, religious sect of, like, Coptic? Coptic religious followers. I'm trying to think of the technical term. Yeah, it's a lot of similarities. Like, if my understanding is correct, Orthodox and Coptic are closer to each other than Orthodox and Catholicism. See? I know my weird, very niche, nerdy pieces of history. I also would definitely take a polar bear civ. Anyway, we have Horseman Spears coming around. We kind of take it chill in the opening because we need to reset after an insane game number 1 between these two. B is going in for the Keshiks. I mean, it's pretty good on a map like this. Heavy cavalry just feels really good on high view because of the lack of vision, of info that your opponents can have. And Louis, it looks like, is he mirroring into Pro Scouts? Very delayed, yeah. I mean, it's very delayed, but the cool thing about being Chinos with supervision, it only takes you 30 seconds to get that tech. So this is a reactionary play. He's doing it to block B's intent. I do kind of wish that Pro Scouts improved was worth it for the Mongols. Does anyone in chat know what Pro Scouts improved gives Mongols? Can you guess? What if I just told you it's really bad? Would that make it obvious? Nice little raid there. Does get a worker kill for Louis. Like whatever you're thinking in terms of bad, it's probably worse than what you're thinking. So when you play Mongols and you get Pro Scouts improved, you ready for this? Woo-wee! Look at that! You get 100% more increased damage against wild animals. Yeah, it's like you one-shot deer, which is like, it's kind of handy, but not 100 stone handy, I don't think. Hell yeah, people been generous with the subs. By the way, if people watch this later as well, just a reminder, I told everyone live about the Prime Gaming subs. If you watch it later on YouTube, whatever, remember to come through, drop those Prime subs. I mean, you know, I don't want them to go waste. You get one-shot deer anyway. True. What we need is the magical deers. Does everyone remember the grove deers that were like added as a seasonal thing? Did they have extra health? Because they had extra food, right? Maybe that's where Mongols should have been picked. Barbican coming in though. Louis in a pretty good position right now. You got Keshik archers coming, but Louis halfway towards castle. At this stage, you could just go for it, right? Like I don't think B has enough presence on the map to threaten. If you're on subs, KP will enter millionaire status. That is true. If I convert my life earnings into Nigerian dollars, I will be a millionaire. Carry ball would be necessary. I mean, here's the thing. Like, carry ball would be so broken. You could carry balls in the campaign. Little fun fact for you guys. Thankfully, it didn't make it into online play. Can you not run ads between games? Sometimes, but it's not always possible. The alternative when we aren't able to do that, because sometimes games are too long, is subscribe. So Louis should just be going... I mean, Imperial Palace here, I think, is good. You're probably going to see him go for Clock Tower, but I think that's a mistake. Imperial Palace is really good here, because if you drop it at this location, you see all the way through the Stealth Forest. I actually think Imperial Palace is giga broken on this map. It's probably the single best map for the landmark. But he's a clock tower boy. I mean, I can't blame him. Louis clearly got his eyes on the clock, with it being, I'd say, about 4 in the morning there right now. Maybe 5? I think Louis is going to win. I mean, he is pretty damn good on his Chinese. If this goes late enough, right? But this is a very hard map to protect yourself on initially. And B is playing a rated comp, which is correct. The problem is he's now just a step behind. You need to tech up. I'm still a bit shocked by the clock tower choice. I think it tells you lose intent, though. Like, clock tower to me is you want to play a very, very late game. Still, I feel like it's better to just go at the Imperial Pass now, come back for clock tower for Yuan for your late game, right? In the meantime, guarantee that you see any flank raids coming super early. Am I based in London? No, I'm based like an hour and maybe 20 minutes by train out of London. Good lord. No, I couldn't afford London, mate. I can't even afford where I live right now. Living in the UK in general is not cheap unless you live in the north, and I live east of London. I'm a Suffolk boy. I mean, it's not like someone's going to be able to hunt me down. I live in a like a city with a lot of people. I'm an Ipswichy boy. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever looked at house price in the UK. I mean, if you're not from the UK and you have, why are you even bothering? I wouldn't recommend it. But the price of like houses where I live compared to someone living like Manchester or anywhere near there is like double. Doesn't compare to the ridiculous prices of London, for sure. Oh, the ridiculous price of this. Kurotai, 1,800 resources now on the way for B. Always weird when you see this with Keshiks. It's better with archers, I don't mind that, but your opponent's already getting into the crossbows. I feel like we're moving past the archer point. I don't know, man. This Kurotai just feels weird. Kurotai feels a lot better when you've got substantial military in the field. This is not what I deem substantial. I mean, in fairness, guys, now with Pro Scouts improved and Kurotai, that would mean he would increase his bonus damage against deer by 360%. Wow. There you go. Figured it out. Yeah, pretty much at that stage, if you sneeze on deer, they die. So there's a problem here, right? Like, B is just stuck in a limbo state now. By going Kurotai, he has no eco upside. He pretty much rushed castle, like, was forced to, right? So usually when that happens, you have to go step readout. Now, Kurotai is in theory good from a, like, if you don't lose units, you'll heal them and you fight better because they have better damage. You're not really at a stage where you can just, like, guarantee units aren't going to die, though. Right? You're nowhere near that phase, actually. And all of a sudden, the Nest of Bees looks better for Louis because your answer is meant to be archers. Good luck into knobs. I don't know, man. I think that game one done something to B's brain. I can't blame him. Louis does weird things to people. Tottenham fan? Oh, I didn't mind Tottenham. Used to watch a lot of Tottenham. Man U was my main one I followed when I was a kid. Ipswich, of course, is my hometown, so they're doing well. You know what? Discussing English football like this is still more relevant than when someone tries to bring up American football references. Indeed, not really able to get in and do enough damage here. So Louis should be able to get that second relic easy peasy. What is up, Swallow 21? He swallowed 21 times and then decided it was worth paying me. Prime sub coming in. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate you. And what? Someone didn't give him the memo. What was that? That was a bit over the top. Cowboys... I'm confused. Should I get the Cowboys suck reference? Is that just hate on AoE free? AoE free has Cowboys. How dare you? You got offered 28 to 30,000 pounds annual in Warwick from Team 17. Yeah, I know those guys. They don't just make worms. They actually make a lot of games. Consider okay, but now I saw the price of renting. I mean, that's the problem. Is like actually in general, development work in the UK sucks compared to America. I can say that as someone who has development experience. But being a game developer sucks compared to being another type of developer. Like, going into SharePoint can get you, as a starting wage, probably 1.5 to 1.8 what you'd earn as a developer. For a little bit of insight for you guys. But, like, starting wages for someone in, let's say, even London, like, you're maybe looking at 40k if you're lucky. 45, maybe? But if you're in America, in a similar location would be like San Francisco, right? The starting dev wage is 120k. You just heard me correctly. My country kind of sadness. Louis just cruising. This is... If it feels like we're not focused that much on the game, it's because B isn't really doing anything to change the state. Nothing has evolved from the last 5 minutes, other than Louis winning more. Right? Like, B needs to be making some maneuvers. On a map like this, he should be able to make these maneuvers. But he's not pressuring with knights. He's reacting to whatever Louis' move is. And that's bad, because Louis built the counter. He has spears, crossbows. There's no reason Keshiks can ever win these fights. Over time, Louis, with one TC song, with the chip damage he's done, with the relics, like, he's a mile ahead, man. This, at least, should be a swift game 2. This is Mongol gameplay, no trade equal die? No, no pressure equal die. You can play Mongols without trade and win the game. It is possible. It's just B, his idea of going Pro Scouts sacrifices your pressure, right? Like, Pro Scouts is so expensive. Then adding in the Scouts, like, think about what Mongols want to do in the early game. That's your first 2 Keshiks that just don't exist. They were never born. I thought Philisberto would understand that with the buffs to the Mongol TCs, the players build 15 TCs. Krakeny showed us the way a long time ago when they still cost 900 wood. Now they only cost 850. What are you waiting for? Get in there. Chat smart. Push coming in. Louis starting to sense just how strong he is, really. Kurtai is speeding on in there. We'll be able to unpack. Wait, wait, is that an ambush Kurtai? Louis didn't see it. This is his moment. B, he was using that tiny sliver of stealth for us this whole time, waiting for this moment. You legends. B, he's going for the army wipe. Nestaby's a little bit of a nuisance. He has already lost all the Keshiks. Or Kekiks in this situation, so Knobs might still be able to recover it because he's moving out of range of the heal now. But remember, like, Nestaby's not as strong as they were, right? So some trickle of damage, but now he's out of range! Oh no. He's riding blind, right? Yeah, he can't see a thing! GG gets called! Game 2, a very fast strike back by Louis MT. We are gonna see a third one to decide this. Somehow, the map that's usually meant to be faster was insanely long. Somehow, the map that usually goes insanely long was very quick. I don't know what to expect on Skaargård to decide this one. I'll see you then. Man, we have gone for budget picks on both sides. Attrition and Abbasid is definitely not your most highest priority picks on a map like Skaargård. That's where we find ourselves after this weird and unorthodox series between Louis, MT, and B. A quick game 2, but maybe a game 3 that could be just as long as the first. HRE versus Abbasid. Both civs not necessarily scared of that late game. Let's see how they want to approach it. Louis MT, we've seen a few players try Abbasid on this map, and I've got to say, it has not looked great. It's usually able to be rushed. HRE is one of the civs that can do that rushing, and I think actually for B, we're probably going to be seeing Minework and seeing aggression, which makes a lot of sense. Regnit's rush doesn't really benefit you when there's only 2 relics on the mainland. And what is up, Roadhouse? Thank you very much for the Prime sub. Appreciate you, mate. Keep those subs coming in, guys. Can we get a second sub train going before the weekend? That would be wild. And yes, folks, I have played Songs of Conquest. I very much enjoyed the game. I don't think I'd say it's better than Heroes of Might and Magic 3, but it's a very good inspired by game. It's definitely worth checking out if you haven't. I haven't checked out an expansion they just released. They released an expansion with 2 new civs. I think it was 2 new. I think there was the Vikings and there was some sort of monster-based civ. But guys, the monster is coming out. The buzzard's on the way. We've got Minework. I love this. We've seen B can do some miraculous things, right? Actually, if you guys remember, in that series against Wham, in round 1, he attempted this build, but actually got, I think, out-microed on the engagements more than anything else. Louis is going to be playing a more greedy civ into an aggressive civ here. This can backfire quickly. Man, especially if you get into things like All Pikes, it's kind of intriguing. I think All Pikes in this matchup's a little bit weird because the Camel Archers can offset more damage because your base damage gets amplified with All Pikes. But if Louis wants to go greedy, HRE is still going to have a very powerful economy to begin with the prelate buffs that's allowing them to ramp up more troops initially. So probably the way you want to open this as B is begin Archers and then switch into likely Stables. The reason you want to begin Archers is there's going to be a melee wing you need to address, so you need 3 Archers. And then just HRE Archers are just much better for raiding early anyway. Melee wing isn't a bad idea from Louis. The reason is if you go like Eco Wing 3 TC, you just die. You will die to an HRE all-in timing. By going Military Wing, you get to set the tempo, because he can now add into Stables once he levels up. And then, when the age continues to drag in, and you've gone 2 TC anyway, you get Boot Camp. Boot Camp is your military edge, right? You need that now against Minework anyway. And B, you crafty son of a gun. I mean, I like this. So, like we said, the logical play is Archers to counter the opening play. But because of the rampant efficiency of this Abba military wing into Stables build, which was popular for a very long time, he wants to get ahead of it. It does mean his initial horseman will suck against the spears, but he'll counter the archers, he'll counter the follow-up horseman, and it leans him into that all pikes play that actually B has more frequently rushed than any other player with this build. Most players go Bloomery first, not B. We've got freaking pro scout. Okay, yeah. Of course, we had to get Pro Scouts. It makes sense. I thought maybe there was a chance B would just go pocket resources, because I think that's the value of mine work as well, is you can shuffle around. A little bit surprised he didn't, actually. Louis MT on the other side is going Pro Scouts too, isn't he? He's going to open 2 Horsemen, and I think he might go PS. No? Okay, no, he's just going 2 TC. I think it was really good. Like, it would have been hilarious to watch Abbasid do Pro Scouts and just show you how, like, Pro Scout dominant this map is, because it would be the first time Abbasid had done it. But, like, I'm expecting the play here for B to be just get your hands on your Pro Scouts and then just build a few Horsemen. Because you'll need them to protect your Pro Scouts play anyway. And yeah, I would expect this map to be quite good for Scouts, guys. Remember, there's 74 deer in total on the map, of which 68 of them, I believe it is, are outside TC range. There's a lot. Actually, it might have been 64. It's been a long day. Yo, what's up, Smoothie King FPS? Appreciate the bits, mate. Wait, did that not pop up on screen? Should have. I'm not sure. Archer range coming in from B. And there's the Horseman to begin with that we talked about. So nice fluid way to get Archer Horseman together. Louis can't mirror this because he's going to TC like a greedy mother ducker. Every Abbasid player would. Kind of a sad map for it though, guys. Because another reason why I hate Abbasids on this map is there's no berries. There is literally your initial berry patch and then nothing else. So where do you drop a TC? Between like the small deer stacks, maybe? Probably your best route to go here. There's going to be nothing else nearby. Like, this spawn is kind of awkward for 2 TC for Louis because it's just deer back here. There's no gold, right? So instead, he just takes the tree line. Just has to play very safe. I mean, he could have went out here. This wouldn't have been a bad idea, and then you're close enough to your secondary gold. I mean, you've got one here, though, right? The reason why Louis feels more confident doing this is HRE do have that all-in time we talked about. If you go loose 2 TC, you're just getting rammed down. Especially against Minework, because Minework is so efficient at going rams that you save so much getting into siege engineering that you can afford your first ram for free. Does the math check out in your guys' brains for that? Right? Because you're spending 88 resources, you get a 50% discount, right? So you saved about 80 resources. And then the blacksmiths would cost you 150 anyway. It's pretty wild when you think about it that way. Why military wing? It's the opening. He wants to play blocker to what B's trying to do. Because his logic is like, if I can get a beginning that's good, B will run out of food very fast on this map because you only get 5 sheep and the initial deer underneath your TC, then you have to come out. I think Louis missed his timing, but what he at least done is he kept attention on B's side of the map to get away with 2 TC. Now, the logic in Louis' mind is, if I drag out the age, B does not have Arcan, thus his efficiency sucks. And the numbers support that, right? Like, right now, B has 2 prelates. He can only buff 18 of his 28 villages. And yeah, like this, for anyone who wants like the metaphorical TV comparison, this map is like turning up to a Ron Swanson barbecue. There is some vegetation, but it's mainly because he's just having it in the park. But we cooking all the meat here. Louis is cooking a Castle Age build. I mean, pretty crafty to get ahead of B like this. Because you can now just play into mass archers, which you have a lot of wood for. Mass archers with composite bows would be the game winner. I do think that for B, you probably want to like consider castle into Barded armor here. Would make a lot of sense to counter archer play. Now B is just going to keep flooding horsemen. Not the worst of ideas when you expect composite bows as the back play coming through this. It does give you a raid point in the meantime. So Eco Wing now triggered by Louis. He's looking to prep for the late game farm transition that will be required. Meanwhile, B just has plenty of mid-game presence and is starting to save up the meat. He's salting it and curing it. A bit poke on the goal, but obviously B can't hang around with these horsemen. Doesn't even have the undermesh. Has got the all pikes coming in though, so focusing on aggression over tankiness. Who is gonna win this one? Like, I'm just doing the math in my brain as things currently lie. If Louis wins this game, he will be top of the group. That checks, right? Like, Louis will be dominating in the groups. Like, dominating might be a stretch, but he'll be looking very clean to make his way into another grand finals, which would be impressive. It's a bit ballsy, though, because you can see B is just around the corner from going castle himself. Now, this is the interesting thing about H with this build. If you do go pro scouts on this map, you can go Burgrave. Burgrave, with Minework teching, is going to give you an insane ramp. One that lasts a long time. And B, he has already set up double racks. So maybe we just see Regnits. Usually you only need one racks if you're going for Burgrave. You can just slow tech here and then just fast pump from the landmark. No, truth is coming though. On the side, this blacksmith's added in by Louis as well. This is a very depressing looking army. I thought maybe he'd be going archers, but yep, it's Burgrave. Okay, so Louis is going to have to mass crossbows here. It's going to have to be fast as well. Instead he goes golems. No. Alright, this is nightmare fuel. This is exactly what you don't want to be seeing in this situation. B is going mass men at arms, and you're going golems. If Louis had golem crossbows, I'd understand it, but like only golems here is very greedy. Very negligible, negligent as well, right? Like you're just not respecting the multifaceted design of B's comp. And this playing the Mosque for Louis, not a bad idea to trickle extra gold, right? Especially considering he's getting starved off of it right now. But if you can't get on gold, what makes you think you can get on relics? Why golems against horsemen? He's trying to be very gold efficient, I think, is one of the reasons. But now that he sees the tech up, like, it just doesn't make much sense. I think Louis was expecting all pikes and mass spear horsemen. So by going golems, he has the ultimate counter to that comp. But B was just a step ahead, man. Like, just going all pikes almost felt like a bit of a debate. It definitely paid off with this many units, right? For a tech that's like, what, about 150 resources? I can't believe that, though. B, come on. He's had pro scouts for several minutes. He only just got survival techniques. That's a little bit whoopsie. A little bit whoopsie here as well. Villagers getting shivs out, but up against the all pikes. Not an ideal fight, especially without textiles here. Golems will eventually mop up, but this is just buying time. The men-at-arms are already on the way. And remember, he can prep the heavy maces and two-handed weapons out of these Raxes here. Crossbow's now being prepped by Louis. So it is pivoting the right way. Food is still a big predicament here, though, guys. Like, remember, he didn't go pro scouts. So while B has everything safe at home, Louis has to play wider. This is bad news for Louis. Good news right now is B still has plastic swords. Had plastics. Burgrave is just so quick on the tech. I don't think B was expecting the golems to come out here to meet him, so he's delaying his tech timing. He could have actually, funnily enough, queued it up ages ago in this, but that would have taken him a minute. Instead, it only took him 12 seconds. Heavy mace is now on the way. This is not looking good for Louis. He only has 2 crossbows to his name. Remember, men-at-arms, that quick gap close means you're not going to be able to kite very well here. Golem's trying to buy some time. Men-at-arms are getting in their own way, but the golem count is going down. Louis needs more. He's him fast. He's holding the choke point. It's quite cool. Louis, like, he just needs to hold between the blacksmiths on the edge. That minimizes the rate at which you lose troops and buys time for crossbows to come in. But I don't think he's lasting long enough here. B just flooding so many of these bad boys. Men-at-arms starting to leak into the gold line. Crossbow count starting to be intercepted before it can even grow to begin with. B really sensing the weakness. In the meantime, there's going to be an attempt to raid on the other side, but it's only a solo horseman. Law's going to be there, so it looks like B wants to delay this, but he's blocking the relics being returned. First wave of men-at-arms is almost cleared out, but Louis has hemorrhaged economy from this. On top of that, He lacks a front line now. Only 5 crossbows. B is adding in his own X-bows. He could actually even just consider going horseman. The reason he's not is because of all that food pump into MAA. A horseman's going to last a lot longer than a men-at-arms, right? Even against like a small group of crossbows. Also has more kind of omni use, right? Can flex a lot of different ways. But this is depressing food income, man. Wait, is he getting griefed by the... Oh, come on. Like... Idiots don't even know how to look in a forest. The natural camouflage of the deer. The shrubbery. I can't do it. I can't. It's there, right in the tree. Just in that tree. The saddest part is, for some reason, for Louis, this is not showing his idol. You guys see that, right? Like, that's such a grief. What? Oh my god, that is painful. I mean, 7 villages, that's most of his eco lead. Just not working. I've never seen that before. Wait. What? I mean, he sees the deer now. They forgot how to hunt. Now, cocks the shotgun. It's my turn to hunt them. Okay. Louis is going to watch this game back and probably break his keyboard. I'd be so annoyed at that. That's ridiculous. That's 7 villages. Monastery drop now coming in from B. He's trying to return the relics. Already got 1 home, a second one on the way. This also is going to allow him to start flooding prelates to buff what remains of his economy. New wave of men-at-arms coming, and oh my god, is it big. 34 men-at-arms. I still can't believe this. Like, how is that working that way? So, like, apparently the villagers can detect that there's a deer nearby, but it doesn't actually track. Can someone clip that and send it to me on Discord? I'll send that to the devs. That's weird. Like, they've even got shivs out. At this point, they look like they're going to start eating each other. Like, we'd love some deer. I think you're about to be the deer, though. Uh-oh. Well, that might actually save him, because now he doesn't have 7 idle villages. But he's going to have at least 7 dead here. Great staggered formation to get the surrounds. He can ripple beyond this as well. The charging is going to get him in front of it. Louis MT just losing so many of his workers here. B got what? Was that 6 extra worker kills? 5 or 6. That's also just blockers to food. Louis is probably going to have to start adding in farm soon. Meanwhile, B has 2 groups of men-at-arms now. And Louis' army is very immobile. He needs to also be careful not to throw away his valuable crossbows like this. Like, 4 crossbows running like this should just get killed. B's hesitating because he doesn't see that this is a fake. Finally turns into a real. But, oh, no. No! Dude. Louis! The stealth forests have been murdering him this game. No freaking way. B is playing him like a fiddle. I mean, sometimes Louis is playing himself, but this time it was just B baiting him with a lack of vision. And this is why I love Stealth Forest, man. It's why I think it's one of the best things AoE4 ever introduced. It's another layer to gameplay you have to give attention to. Men-at-Arms now diving in. Extra waves are on the way to break in here, and they will have time to do so. Crossbows also being reached and clubbed down. This is going to keep him busy until reinforcements arrive! It's a chop through. And it's a chunk down. Everywhere, villages are being lost. This looks done. Louis MT in absolute panic and despair here. To think this series began with an hour-plus game. It took almost 2 hours for a best-of-3 just to end up here like this. Burgrave spammed into an early grave. GG comes out. B will block Louis MT on his unbeaten streak. Sure, he drops games here or there, but so far, up to this point, Louis MT had not lost a set. Now, let me put the question to you folks. You can see the results up to the beginning of round 3. Get your predictions in now. Let me know in the comments. Who are we going to see in the grand finals of All-Stars? Make your predictions early. Make him proud. And I'll catch you all in the next chapter.